HipHopSince1987.com.
Welcome to the Untitled Podcast. I'm so happy to be back with y'all. Sorry I missed y'all last week, but I'm here today. It's your favorite Philly doing. My name is Kiki. I'm here by some of my favorite Jersey boys.
What's up? It's your boy D-Kel. You know what I'm saying? We in the building. We making a recipe over here today. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? How you say I talk when I rap, when I talk? You know what I mean? It's like that. You know what I mean? 1, 2, microphone check,
recipe.
1, 2.
DJ E, Mr. Influential, man. It's the Untitled Podcast, live right here on Hip Hop since 1987. I'm always happy to be home and welcome to be home. And we just want to welcome Kiki back in the house because she wasn't here last episode.
Peer pressure.
On there. So,
I definitely missed you guys.
Before we get into that, Kiki, you was gone. Tell us now what you did that day and what you did over the last 2.
Okay, so on Saturday I went out with my sisters and my girlfriends and some of my favorite people. And
what, you celebrating something?
Now we put the recipe together. I gotta make. You know what I mean? I gotta do it.
What you celebrating?
I'm celebrating a birthday tomorrow, so my friends took me out. We had dinner and drinks, and then we went out dancing. Went to some reggae club. I was wild out. I made out with some Dominican guy.
Oh yeah.
You were making out in the club?
I know. I was drunk.
You was making out in the club there?
Oh my God.
Saturday
But it was fun. Yeah.
Was it in Philly?
Yes, it was in Philly, but I can't tell you exactly where because I was kind of drunk on the way there. And every time I go there, I'm drunk. But it's like an after-hour spot uptown.
So they was in there like.
So Rod went?
Rod didn't go.
Okay, so your other sister went with you?
No, actually none of my sisters went out.
Steph went?
No, Stephanie went in the house.
I don't know nobody else but
Lisa.
Stephanie went in the house.
Nope, it was me and my girlfriend Brianna and my girlfriend's Brittany, all of them named Brittany.
Shout out Brianna and Brittany. How many Brianna?
It's 3 of them. It's me, Brianna, Brittany, and Brittany.
I'm gonna call them in the spot like.
I'm gonna call them 3 Bree.
3 Bree?
Oh, that's cute.
3 Bree?
That's cute.
Triple
3.
Bree.
I like that.
3 Bree and the
I gotta meet these Britneys.
You know what I'm saying?
They're fun. They are a lot of fun. I had some of my
like
best nights with my Britneys and my Brianna. So thank you ladies for showing me a good time.
That's
I hope
good.
to see y'all this weekend as the birthday festivities continue.
That's it.
D-Kel. Gotta get involved with it.
What did you do this weekend?
I forgot, man.
You didn't make any music?
Always make music.
Okay, well that's what I'm saying. You did something.
It's a blur. Made some hits, man. You know what I'm saying?
He made some hits. He got a couple joints out right now.
I was in the studio making hits, man.
See, I gotta get in the studio. I'm trying to drop me a mixtape.
You trying to be like shoo-be-doo-be?
Yeah.
I need somebody on the hook like.
I'm gonna ask you a question, cause you be knowing this type of shit. Is weed like decriminalized in Pennsylvania now? Like is it Philly or whatever?
As far as I know, weed is. Now I'm not 100% sure, but I think weed is legal if you have a prescription in Philly.
If you have, that's just like everywhere in the country now.
So it must be a lot.
But there are some places where it's totally legalized for recreational use too. I don't think it's recreational yet.
You know, in New Jersey they're about to put it on the ballot.
Yeah, I know, but I asked this question because Saturday I happened to go to the 85 South show at the Land Court Center.
Nice.
And
it smelled like a skunk was all in it.
Weed every motherfucker where.
It's an epidemic.
Smoking like it was legal.
I don't smoke.
Yeah.
But my eye got red in the motherfucker and shit. Girl,
somebody got Doritos around this motherfucker.
Lee was like, your eyes red. I said, I'm high.
Yeah, I'm high.
My shit's water.
This motherfucker next to me might have passed it to me and I can't remember.
I'm high as fuck. And listen, I didn't smoke anything because I don't smoke, but the recipe, that's what we mess with.
The recipe.
I have been known to smoke a time
some
or
good
two
gin,
every now and again.
Oh, as a kid, I did.
Every now and again.
I don't fuck
if I'm in the right cipher, I might be like, pasta that
I'm
you
gonna keep it
the
real,
left
and I'm gonna speak this out loud too. I don't do it because of work.
Yeah.
And I don't think they fuck with me at work. So I think they be wanting to get me anyway.
Yeah, like
right? I mean, so
that nigga look like he smoke.
Yeah, so I don't do nothing.
Yeah.
I really don't do nothing because you're not gonna catch me that easy.
Yeah.
I don't do shit.
I don't smoke because of work neither.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I do get in a position where my employment doesn't matter if I can get high or not, I'll smoke. I smoke, but just as long as I'm still mentally ambitious. A lot of times, you know what I'm saying?
It slows me down. That's why I don't like to
you
smoke.
see people like they settle down when they smoke, and a lot of the older people that I know, like people around my age, when they smoke weed, they do it in bed right before they go to sleep.
Yeah,
because you know just by
it's like a sedative.
Just by like what society puts on us. You know, when you actually
I'd
get
rather be with you.
You know what I mean? It mellow out. It helps them mellow out.
Okay, so you smoke, and you
what, nigga?
No, I'm saying. I'm speaking it into existence because you won't mess with your shit.
Yeah.
Do we think that Snoop Dogg was high when he responded to Gayle King?
All right.
Of course, I think he's high every given second of the day, man.
For those of you who do not know, Gayle jumped out the window for some reason. I don't know why she decided not to be professional on this day, and I don't know if she understands the level that we hold her to, and the standard that we hold her to as a black community. Like, she hates to be called aunties because she feels like she's not like old, and I don't think she realizes that's like a term of endearment when you're we're revering you as an elder.
Gayle need to chill though. We call Mary Auntie Mary sometimes. So
I had to start calling Mary Big Sis.
Snoop, Uncle Snoop.
Yeah,
him that for years.
So it's really a term of endearment. So with that being said, when she made those, or when she asked those inappropriate ass, ill-timed ass questions, now she's trying to say, well, you know, I'm going to have to talk to the network because, you know, the way they edited it. And it's like, well, first of all, they only can edit what you give them. So you gave them the material, therefore they put it out there.
They gave them that.
And to me, the worst part of the interview or the line of questions was not just the fact that she even dared to ask them, but the fact that when she was like, when Lisa Leslie was like, look, that's not the Kobe. That's not the Kobe. And she's like, well, you wouldn't see it. You wouldn't see it. So that's basically you telling Lisa that Kobe is a rapist, and you can't see it because you're his friend.
Yeah, you're accusing him
right. So it's like, well, why did you even ask the question with your opinion and your already assumed fact already embedded in the question?
And that's not
journalism.
That's why she is. Was Snoop wrong when he responded? How he responded? Did you see the response?
I heard about it, but I don't think Snoop was wrong. And to be honest with you,
gotta hear it.
And to be honest with you, I disagree with what you said. I believe that is journalism. I believe a journalist should be able to ask whatever they want to ask.
No, she wasn't wrong for asking the question.
I think journalism should be impartial.
Yeah,
I don't think my personal.
She was trying to. It's almost if she was a lawyer, it was like she would be trying to sway her to say yes, he is.
Yeah, but no,
and that would be objection. You're leading the witness.
No. But you gotta realize, journalism isn't a court of law. She can respond and ask that question the way she wants to ask.
Yes.
She can even press the issue if she feels like he was.
That's what we said.
But does it show grace? Does it show, respect and class? Yeah, does it? No, it doesn't.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
But what I don't agree with the whole situation, I feel
if
like
it came from Wendy Williams, then we wouldn't be thinking
be
twice about it.
Yeah.
Because it's
her reputation.
It's CBS. You're supposed to be the news, and you're supposed to be impartial.
But it's not just because it's Gayle. It's because it was Kobe. Because if she was doing this with R, we all was riding with her when she was doing this with R.
Yeah.
But R's case is totally different from Kobe's
case.
Yeah.
We lost respect for R. Kelly. We endear. So it's almost like, no, you're not gonna talk about Kobe like that, bitch.
Right. But
I mean,
R. Kelly tore down his own legacy.
Yeah,
R. Kelly's actions, repeated actions over the course of decades, and videotaped with multiple witnesses and victims. That is the difference between.
You're absolutely right, because even with Kobe, even though that situation happened, and even though during the time everybody
had R. Kelly after the war.
That's what I was about to say. R. Kelly, he repeatedly kept doing what he was doing. But Kobe, when he was going through what he was going, we had our opinions.
Here's the thing,
that's why I shot this and that.
Here's the thing.
We put out Kobe the time.
You know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing why.
There's mad jokes about it.
Here's the thing why I don't look at it as being journalism. It's because you shouldn't apologize. Because what Gayle said, they took the part of the interview. If I seen that part myself, like you just said, I would have felt the same way. It wouldn't be that part if you didn't do it.
Yeah, but that
you didn't have to do it.
I get what you're saying, but it's still journalism. It's just she fucked up.
It's poor journalism, in my opinion.
She fucked up her image.
Yeah,
that's what she did.
It's poor journalism.
It wasn't.
You can't blame CBS for some shit you said out of your mouth.
Exactly, because TMZ is journalism, and the motherfuckers do what they want,
and they're known for that.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
So
but she's not. It was poor journalism.
Tabloid and news.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
It wasn't in her lane. You feel what I'm saying? So I mean, it is in her lane when it comes to certain people, but she usually knows how to ride the wave. You feel what I'm saying? And
so is she a funky dog head bitch is the question.
Wait, let me just take a pin in there because like you said, ride the wave, and while we're having this conversation like into the R. Kelly situation, I really think in the back of Gail's mind, she wanted to have another viral moment the same way she did with that R. Kelly
but not in this light.
And I think the thing that worked about the R. Kelly interview is that R. Kelly embarrassed himself.
Yeah.
And R. Kelly was the one that was off the rails, and that became an organic viral moment because it was happening in real time. I think she tried to make that interview and like, I'm gonna ask tough questions, which is good journalism. Ask tough questions. But where she went off the rails of journalism is that her opinion was inside, like she
her
was
emotions and her opinion.
She,
bottom line,
like how you gonna tell me what I can't see about my friend? I know who my friends are.
Bottom line, you know what it is? She never thought anybody would react like that because I'm Gayle King, the best friend of Oprah.
Exactly.
So she thought she was protected by that.
She thought she could say
she
what
was
she
protected.
wanted.
And
now what did Oprah say about it? I never seen her.
I think for real, Gayle was trying to make another moment. She was trying to have another interview as big as that R. Kelly shit. And because it wasn't organic, and because she was too thirsty for it, that's why she kept pressing Lisa Leslie with it. Then it was like, why the fuck you pressing Lisa Leslie of all people? Yeah. But anyway, and Lisa Leslie just sitting there cool, calm, and collected like.
I love Lisa Leslie.
Well, then that's where it should stay, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Sweetie. Yeah. But what was the question? I'm sorry.
No, so my thing is that Oprah responded. So
Oprah was all, because that's her dog. I get it. Your dog is being crucified, and you want everybody to get up off her back. And she's like, she feels terrible. She's losing sleep. She had to hire security. Yeah. She's crying constantly. Like, and I'm like, it's kind of hard for me to have sympathy for you. Yeah. Because as a woman.
You had no sympathy for this man who passed.
Yeah. You had no sympathy for his wife. You had no sympathy for the daughter he lost, the daughters that survived. Yeah. You had no sympathy for Lisa Leslie in the corner that would put her in. Yeah. You had no sympathy for the fact that was her friend that she lost. Yeah. So I'm really not trying to have too much sympathy for her. And I fucked with Gayle.
Yeah, at all.
Now, to get to, wasn't he acquitted or it just, he was acquitted.
And the girl admitted she lied.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She had all different types of semen in her.
She dropped the charges, so she didn't even move forward with it.
Exactly.
So that's
what
why
I'm saying.
Lisa Leslie was like, well,
that's what I'm saying.
And you had ample time to ask about it.
17 years old.
Another layer on top of this. Yeah. So Gayle is a co-host of CBS Morning News. Yeah. One of the anchors on CBS News around the same time that Matt Lauer was found out about all his sexual harassment and deviancy. Right. Charlie Rose, who sat at the table with Gayle Monday through Friday, was also found just as guilty as all them other motherfuckers of sexually harassing and sexually doing all this and the third. So he was found guilty. Well, I'm not gonna say found guilty because I don't think it ever went to trial, but he ended up losing his job and all that because accusations came out about him. And so when people asked her about him, it was like, well, I never saw that side of him. The same goddamn thing
that Lisa Leslie said.
You never saw that side of him. You were still friends with him. You still kicking it with him. So where is all that energy? Yeah. And I don't want to be a what about him person. You know what I mean? Because I do feel like whoever's guilty should be. Let's drag that person. If they're guilty, then they're guilty. I don't care if they're black or white.
She just wanted to be the journalist. She just wanted to be the. I asked the tough questions. I asked the tough questions. That's what she wants to be.
Snoop pretty much said, if you're wrong, you're wrong. But do it to everybody.
Exactly.
You
gotta do it. And that's why he
said
you
ain't had that smoke for Charlie Rose, and you sat at the table with him for years.
But now, look, put it like this: if this is your lane, if this is what you want to do, if these are the type of questions that you want to ask,
on TMZ and get the fuck off CBS.
True, go work for TMZ. But now, from this moment on, continue to do it. No matter what the repercussions are, continue to
stand by what you do.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying. Because
don't apologize
because the same thing. You see that whole story that Oprah was supposed to come out with that we talked about on a few episodes back. That for Russell Simmons, that has been shot down.
Yeah.
And they claim, they make it seem like Russell threatened her.
No, Russell came through the list like, shut that down, Oprah.
They make it seem, see, what it is,
he didn't threaten her per se.
I don't believe it either. Yeah.
It was more like he made a public appeal to her, like, why are you doing this to me? And I thought we were better than this. And we're black.
And this is the thing. We're going to play, we can also be black with this and that, but what I'm respecting about this whole shit, the people that are stepping up the most is the hip-hop community. Because we had a question a few episodes back when we were talking about holding hip-hop responsible for, you know, certain negative things.
Yeah, like the misogyny.
Yeah, and all that. But now we look at people like T.I., who does great things. We were talking about Scarface, how he ran for city council in his community. Killer Mike. Yeah. Now all these people,
Mike's very intelligent person.
You look at people like Damon Dash with certain success, like he's starting his own network. How they've grown and evolved with certain things. The hip hop community is the same community that people talked about 20 years ago that was poisoning motherfuckers, but it's the same people who stand up, and when they stand up, they got facts and understanding behind it. And I'm loving that because we're all part of the hip hop community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hell, we on hip hop since 1987. But besides that, we grew up. We're the hip hop generation to see that, because some people that I know might have said, "Oh, he didn't have to come that hard at her and all that shit."
I was like, "Damn, that's doggy style. That's the LBC."
Exactly, but you can't tell a person how to respond.
Exactly.
Because if you hold, again, the hip hop community is a community that holds, that looks at words as, listen, we're going to express ourselves completely.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You're not going to stop me from saying what I got to say.
Nas had the N-word album.
Yeah.
But he wanted to call it nigga, just flat out nigga.
Yeah, I wanted to call it nigga.
Yeah.
But they was like, nah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
so I love what the hip hop community is doing, and I just hope, even with these new artists that's coming up, that they continue to blossom into these same type of
and I see it, cause you gotta look at it from these young artists like the T.I. being the main person that you mentioned. Yeah. His older music was, and you look at his older self in and out of jail and stuff like that, to the person he turned out to be. Yeah. I got all the hope in the world for him, but I got all the hope in the world for these young artists. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Just speaking of young artists in general, I mean, like, they're kind of morphing the game.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, they're kind of morphing the hip hop game, and it's, sometimes it seems like it's a little bit of R&B mixed with rap.
Exactly.
Sometimes it seems like it's a little bit of rock and roll
mixed
with rap. You know, I got people that don't like Post Malone because they say he don't respect hip hop.
Yeah. But I mean,
Post Malone, you can feel his music. You can feel him in his music.
Yeah.
No matter what he says or what comes out of his mouth. Like,
did you see the Super Bowl commercial?
Nah, I ain't see
shit, that's why you ain't watching. I forgot. Very funny. I'm sorry, but keep going. Keep going what you said. I just, that shit was so funny.
But no, that's what I'm saying. But then you got like other artists, and on our way over here, we was talking about like A Boogie with the Hoodie, how his influence is Michael Jackson. Like, a lot of people don't even realize that, look back at it, was basically like a remake of Remember the Time.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
I was the only one in there like that. That's
awesome. Honestly, the story behind I guess in the interview, because he rarely does interviews or whatever, because he's a real quiet dude. But he said something about that, like Michael Jackson, he made that song a while ago, but Michael Jackson's camp, he had issues with it coming out. His estate basically saying.
Yeah, you
just hold
that's
on.
a hip hop word, camp.
His camp. It means estate, same thing.
Yeah, his camp.
So that's just like, you know, if I make this $1 million music, you feel what I'm saying? Not if, but when I'm making this $1 million music, and I end up passing away, my estate, which will be my children.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That they'll be the ones delegated over my music, because publishing renews, what is it, every 60 years, but then it renews automatically.
Every 75.
Every 75, then it renews automatically.
Wait, before you make that point, I wanted to make a point about hip hop, and funny, I would call it Hip Hop Evolution, because we were just watching that right before the show started, which is a wonderful show on Netflix. I love it. But I think that now that hip hop has allowed rappers to grow up, because it used to be like an age game, like it was like a young man's sport, and like by the time you're like 27, it's like you watch, you old.
Right.
So like, you know, you got your Jay-Z and Nas and Dr. Dre and Snoop, like all these men that started when they were teenagers, and now you're watching them grow up. So just like in life, like you start to realize, oh, the way I thought back then was wrong.
And
I gotta let me teach the kids that grew up after me that, you know, call them, you know, saying bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. That might not necessarily be the way. That just might be my experience at this time, or what I thought. Or sometimes people, you know, we in the 90s, we kind of grew up with that kind of.
Hip hop was a teenager in the 90s.
Yeah.
That's what we talked about all the time. They were teenagers.
So they didn't know any better. And just like as they were getting fame, a lot of their experience was with bitches and hoes and tricks. So it kind of was wrapped about their life and the experiences that they had. So I'm glad that they were able to grow up.
And listen, this is why we talked about this before. Great rappers, and we always talk about how Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, Tupac, they all come in there, right?
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas, all the albums came out around the same time.
Yeah.
They sang hip hop, you know, started but really at in 78, 80s when it started.
You talking about when it started making noise?
Yeah, right.
It's
and
really
money
early 70s.
and real money.
But in 94, 95.
Yeah.
From that time.
Yeah, it started.
It's like 15, 16 years old.
Exactly. You started seeing the artists who are there.
That's
like like Nas can be fucking 45 years old and still be Nas. Jay-Z can be 50, almost 50 years old and still be Jay-Z and still make music and still drop albums
and a lot
as
of
if
rappers,
he is Sinatra. You know what
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of rappers from back then still had it. It's just that it was considered a young man's sport, so they got pushed out, and the next person got rolled in. And I think that's why like these shows like Hip Hop Evolution, and they're showing like the pioneers and the everybody, the predecessors to the Jay-Z's and Nas, like they're like older and they're established and they're stable, and it's like like. All of the life lessons that they could have been offering over the years, but the hip hop community kind of pushed them out once they turned 30.
But why do y'all think that it is like that? I know the reason why I feel that way, but my question is to y'all is, why can't you be 45 now and rap and be successful? What do you think it is? What do you think is the driving force that allows that to happen?
What, that you can be?
Yes. Now.
Can now or could before?
Now
because nothing can stop you.
Exactly.
There is no filter. There is no record label basically saying you're
there it is.
Old.
That's the same way I feel.
Yeah,
because now that the fact that you can put your own shit out.
Right.
You can put your own shit out.
Exactly. You don't have to wait for the label and this machine to get behind you and promote you.
You don't have to make a commercial anymore saying your album is coming out.
I remember,
just release it.
I remember I was 26 years old.
And your fans will always find it.
I was 26 years old sitting in a lawyer's office when we went up there to New York. That man told me, like me being the age that I'm now, but that man told me like, 26 years old, that's kind of like an old rapper. That's rare. You don't see rappers coming out.
You only got a 2-year lifespan.
Yo.
Yeah.
That's what they told me.
These are the filters. These are the
barriers.
The walls, the barriers that you put up in front of these young people's faces. 26 years old.
It's
is
why
a
I
young
started
man.
DJing. Went back to DJing. He'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'm like, bitch, Red Alert still rocking.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
True.
Like here in Philly, Cosmic Cave still rocking. Dr.
Exactly.
They're older than us, so I'm like, bitch, I love hip hop.
But I think the reason for that age limit was because the music industry was an extension of show business.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So you have like different arms of show business. Like you have Hollywood, you have the music industry and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood ages people out. Like now you're starting to see a little more. Like, okay, you can keep your job because, we need somebody to play the mom or the auntie or something like that. But it's women now that's like your Gabrielle Unions and your Tracy Ellis Ross and Taraji P. Henson that's still, and they're like that's in their 40s and still killing it and not being pushed out anymore. So I think the age limit is rising because
But
black people is pushing it forward. But
Hollywood
Hollywood used to push you the fuck out, especially for women.
Well,
Hollywood used to be like, bitch, you 30.
I think Hollywood is like, out of all the millions of actors and actresses that's out there, there's only a handful, and they stay. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? They stay, and it's just like you right. They start as kids like.
But back in the day, like.
You
like black and white movies, you turn 30 and you out of here.
Yeah, back in the day.
But here's the thing.
But that was the culture. That foundation.
They want that pretty young thing all the time.
And the market that they're always marketing to is the youth. You can't, and they kept thinking, well, we can't grab young people with old people.
But I realized this the other day. I was just talking about this the other day. Because movies still sell in box office, but movies aren't the driving force of Hollywood anymore.
No.
You could take you could get a whole career now from a sitcom or a drama. For example, 911, right? The show that comes on Fox. And you guys watch it.
Angela Bassett.
Right. Mm-hmm. Do you know they got another one called 911? Just started 911 Lone Star. Oh. Right? So it's in Texas. So I'm like, damn, they done turn this and put it over there, and Lone Star put another city. I'm looking. I'm a credit reading dude. What does it say? Executive producer, Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
They find relevancy. Regina King.
Right. Yeah.
She's one that did that.
Right.
She started, let me direct music videos.
Right. But it used to
she
be
did Jaheim's and shit.
Yeah, I know.
It used to be frowned upon. Like back in the day with Hollywood, if you were a movie star, you was considered to have fallen off if you go to be on TV. And
now you get
you go from the big screen to the small screen.
Yeah.
You was like, and then it was times where people that went from the small screen to the big screen, they weren't like respected because it's like you're not like a big screen, you're not a superstar. But now it's all starting to gel together. I think because of streaming too.
And that's what it is. It goes back to streaming.
It's the streaming. Like
it goes back.
What happens? But some of these actors and actresses, what they do now is if they see that they start missing on the big screen or they can't get certain roles, they go back to Broadway. Yeah. And then they act live. Then they come back on a show or something like that, and it boosts their career back up. That's because all people do Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
Netflix and chill is more than just smashing.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Sorry.
like Netflix and chill means so much. Netflix and chill means that you sit and you binge watch shit.
Well,
you feel what I'm saying?
I want you to keep going. I'm deep on this one. I need you to keep going. For real.
So with all the primes, the Netflix, even
Sling and all that other shit I don't watch.
Even the on the low shit. Yeah. Even the on the low shit. Like what this does is this builds up careers and it helps it. And it's more or less like how we said with the music industry.
Same thing.
You get people like you can get in like that. Like people can become actors off of their hustle.
What they do now?
You know what I'm saying? What they do. But that's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy because once they jump back into that and they can have a career till they pass away.
Right.
You don't have that limited amount of space where it's the machine telling you, okay, you're too old for this world because now you can go find work on one of those streaming services or streaming platforms.
Right.
So now you're not just
because
they're
their own
Paramount or MGM
or their own networks.
What was it? Fox. Like it was only a handful of Hollywood film houses to begin with.
Exactly.
So they would be able to pick and choose who gets
that's
to be
why
the
you can
trophy.
tell Harvey Weinstein. That's why you can destroy him now.
Here's what changed everything.
You couldn't do it before.
Like we said, streaming, the internet, and the cost of distribution is so much cheaper now than what it was before. Because when you got a distribution deal in movies or music, back in the day, that was people paying for your shit to be distributed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, you do have to be put on the network, but now these networks are looking for good talent,
right?
So their network can continue to thrive. See, did y'all say? I just want to say this whole series. Did y'all? Both of y'all, I think in the last, y'all said y'all really wasn't people who watched Power.
No.
I don't watch
now listen, Power.
I just could never get it.
Power just ended, right?
Yeah.
The series, but Power didn't end. At the end of the series, first of all, I seen the bootleg version, elite version a week before, so I knew what happened. All right. So at
it
the end,
officially came out though already.
It came out this weekend, just passed, right? We all knew, and we're all crediting Courtney Kemp, who's the creator of Power and the lead show writer, and Black Lady, very talented. Her mind is crazy. I'm not gonna say it's as crazy as Shonda's right now. Shonda Rhimes, right? So, and 50 Cent, who's an executive producer. See, when 50 came aboard, 50 talks about it because he just got a star on the Walk of Fame. When he first started with Power, he was getting 17,000 episodes. He's like, I got paid more going to nightclubs, but I seen the full potential of it.
Right.
Right. Power is going to be one of these series that's around for the next 20 years. Yeah. It's 5 different versions coming out. Power Book 2. It's called Power Book 2 Ghost. Okay. Starts in the summertime when regular Power used to come.
It's like the pre.
Right?
The pre.
No. This is the continuation.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Power Book 3 is the prequel that you're thinking about. It's called Raising Kanan. That one's going to be based around when they were kids. Tommy, Ghost, 50. It's called Raising because Kanan was their big guy at that time.
That's the one that goes.
50 Cent. 50 Cent is Kanan.
50 Cent is Kanan? Oh,
okay.
Yeah, that part I did though.
50 Cent. Now you thinking of Breeze.
Breeze, that's the one that they
They're going to show when they killed Breeze, of course. Then it's called Power Book 4. I like this name the best.
Yeah.
Influence,
Oh, yeah.
It's the influence. But that looks like it's hinted to be based around Lorenz Tate.
I'm going to watch
Is it a show or is it a book?
No. It's a show. Right? And then Power Book 5, Force, is based around Tommy. Because he didn't die. See, it ended with your typical gangster movie ending. Somebody got to die. Somebody got to go to jail. And somebody got to get away.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens.
Yeah. That's how it always goes.
So, I say all that to say, besides the fact of them doing this, and some people say, oh, I heard their legacy. No. Stars. I know stars approached them. Because everybody who watched Power, when Power went off, they will cancel stars.
Oh, yeah.
And then bring it back. Now they're trying to keep it in. This is the way they're trying to bring the network back.
Because even Stars was trying to play games with Power. Stars was trying to play games with Power.
Yeah. And most franchises have once you have a good following and you have the potential to build a franchise. Like, I still watch Sex and the City reruns. And they've had 2 movies and we're rumored to have a 3rd one. But Sex and the City has such a cult-like following that they could continue to make movies just because everyone who watched the series when it was on still watch it in syndication and is willing to follow it.
Like Martin. If Martin came back, we all watch it.
Oh yeah.
But
oh my God, I already wrote the script for Martin's comeback, the movie.
But don't put that in because somebody gonna steal it.
I ain't gonna say that.
But listen, even Power though has that type of following in its own way. It's just too new to people to notice it.
Right. No, they do that.
They actually
Everybody
inboxed me on my Twitter the other day because of a post that I made, and they want to use it for promotion.
Yeah.
And they just was asking for permission. I said, sure, I don't care. Because Method Man, I said something about Method Man being on the new
Did
Power.
Method Man reach out to you? And did you?
No. I said Method Man is going to be the new Ghost from Power, but he's not. He's a lawyer.
Okay.
On Power Book 2.
See, that's another hip hop evolution.
Yeah, he's a little. Power Book 2, the 5 stars is okay. You got the cop sax that was on there. You got Michael Rainey Jr. His last name Rainey like mine. I know we cousins. I just gotta figure this shit out. Michael Rainey Jr. How you say Tasha? Notori?
Yes.
Notori and Method Man and Mary J. Blige.
Oh, Meth and Mary back together.
But that's you right. That's a good Meth. It's a great story, man. You know what I'm saying? Somebody.
Oh, the Method Man story.
I'm basically somebody who came from nothing like that. You can, when he came out with METHOD, man, that video, you can see they came from nothing. They shot that dead in the slump.
Speaking of all that, Wu-Tang, the American Saga Season 2 will be coming out this year.
This year? Oh, I need to see that.
You know what? Yeah. That was on Prime, right?
Hulu.
You never watched it?
Okay. I've never watched it.
You have to watch it. You can binge
watch it. Yeah, I'm a binge watch it. I just watched something on while we're talking about evolution because I like watching documentaries and stuff like that especially about history because you see how history actually repeats itself.
Right.
So you know how we're having these conversations about hip hop. What's pure hip hop? What's real hip hop? What's diluted hip hop? What's white hip hop? And it's funny because I just watched this 10-part documentary on Prime, and it's called Jazz. So it's the evolution of jazz from its
That's what started hip hop.
Yes.
Like from its inception
Jazz and blues.
on till today.
Well, bebop.
And it is so funny because like I'm watching it and I'm thinking like, yo, like the same way they were having arguments about what type of jazz it is, or is it pure jazz, or is it real jazz, and that person ain't doing it right, and that person is a sellout.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, damn, we be having those same conversations about
because
hip-hop.
history repeats itself, like you said.
History repeats itself. But it was like a really good learning. I recommend it highly. And
Jazz?
it was it's just called Jazz.
Who put it out?
It was a PBS documentary.
Ah.
So
Hey, speaking of that, man, this.
the boy Ken Burns, he be killing it with the
Yeah, speaking of that, like the show about Bumpy Johnson that Forrest Whitaker plays Bumpy Johnson.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ep.5.
Ep.5. You know what part when that comes on will always like just makes me think of that. Like back then compared to now, like when the song be playing, like open up my window, and when the people be dancing, like you know they dancing to some jazz shit or some you know what I'm saying? But you got switch like open up my window, and they dancing to it. I was like, yo, that's crazy, because they look like they dancing to the song, a song that's made like 50 or 60 years in the future, to a video that was shot like 50, 60 years in the past. That's crazy, man. Like that's crazy.
And you know what's funny is I love kind of a lot of the TV that's coming out, because TV had got to the point where there was really nothing but reality shows.
Reality shows,
cop shows, hospital shows, reality shows.
Exactly. So I'm starting to like it. I was wondering what I was gonna get into, because I know a lot of people quit Empire, but
speaking of Empire, I got a story on Juicy
Smoothie.
But
Empire's ending. How to Get Away with Murder is ending. That was another one of my favorite shows. I thought Power was done, but now we got all these other ones. I got fucking excited.
Yo, was it a rumor that Terrence Deshaun Howard said he was quitting acting after Empire stopped?
I don't know. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I read it.
Really?
I read it. I mean, I didn't go too deep into it. I don't know.
What
He's been acting for a very long time. Remember he was on Living Single?
Yes.
Remember he was on Living Single? He
was dating Max. One time he was on New York Undercover. I think the episode was called like Bonnie and Clyde or something like that. It was him and his girlfriend. They was like robbing people and shit.
They're supposed to bring that back.
New York Undercover. He was supposed to.
Yeah, Monique Yoba was definitely going to be.
And I think he messed it up very fucking body too, out here running his mouth, and he did.
About what?
And did some extra shit. You right. Like Columbus Short fucked himself up on
all. You know what he said?
On How to Get Away with Murder.
Did that motherfucker say he like transsexuals or some shit?
So he was trying to say. Now here's what he. Okay, I was like, well, I could tell by them lists from the '90s that you was doing something other.
They killed him. Remember they killed him with Empire?
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Do you? They did kill him, and I was so happy that he was on Empire, because I really think Malik Yoba is like
a good actor.
Yes, and I'm like he is a cultural.
He's on the original
treasure.
OG. Or was it the the fucking show with Tracy Morgan? He's on
the last OG.
The last OG, yeah.
So instead of just saying,
I like job. Go ahead, listen.
He could have just said, I date, or I'm attracted to, or I like transgender women or
like
trans or. Still not proven.
That's still not proven.
But
do that to Eddie.
Malik Yoba would have had a better time with this if he would have just came out and said, I think because he was trying to dress it up and use all these different smoke screens, it was like, just say what the fuck you mean. It was the way he went about it.
Yes.
He just ain't go about it the right way. He did it all wrong. And I think because of how he went about it, he ended up offending that community. And once you're
so what he said, I like licking ass past balls or something like that? What the fuck?
He didn't say that. Like, he was on the Breakfast Club, and he sounded like he was like trying to admit that that's what he's into without actually saying it.
So he went around the issue, danced around it.
Yeah, he was doing a whole lot of dancing, and it was like,
so another one if you need.
Saying? So. It was the way he went about it. And you could tell that he was trying to, like, all right, stop pussyfooting and just say what the fuck you mean. Because obviously that's what you went to. And then somebody.
I like him, but fuck him. I just want to ask you this question. Juicy Smoothie. What did he do?
All right, so what had happened with Juicy
I need to know what happened with Juicy Smoothie.
Okay.
Because Malik Yoba still getting a job. Juicy Smoothie fucked up his career.
Y'all have to excuse me, my eyes have been twitching all week. My eye been twitching for like 2 weeks now. I don't know what's happening.
I can't see your eye twitching.
Cause I've been trying to like do a sexy little smoky squint.
Yeah.
So
that's my squint, yo. Don't get it twisted. That's my squint. Yo, go ahead.
Nigga, you hide your dimple through your beard.
Yeah, I do. I gotta get the goatee on.
So Juicy Smouye, indicted by a Chicago special prosecutor for bogus hate crime in 2019. So the prosecutor's name is Dan Webb. He was appointed by a Cook County judge. Everything always be happening to Cook County. He was appointed by a Cook County judge to continue looking into the false allegation after Cook County State Attorney's Office had dropped the charges. So the State Attorney's Office dropped the charges, but the judge appointed the special prosecutor to keep looking into it. As a result, the special prosecutor has decided to move forward and press additional charges on
Wow! So Juicy
Smouye. He's been indicted.
Yeah, he getting fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He getting fucked.
He about to get locked up in Chi-Town, man. They got killers over there.
Chi-Town.
That's why everything happens in Cook County.
You ever heard that song?
What?
Chi-Town.
Nah,
Chi-Town.
That's
four.
murderers.
That's four from Black Ink.
And
song.
I wanted to talk
Is that the one
about.
all the girls be saying I look like?
I don't know who these folks is.
Dark skinned nigga, man. I don't watch this.
Tell y'all don't all look alike.
Nah, but I've heard it numerous times from different black women.
I gotta see this person.
You don't look like nobody on TV, bro. You look like
I look like me. I look like DK on.
I met you before all them niggas. Tuna fish sandwiches at grandma's house.
Nigga, I met you. You came into this world and I seen you and I was like, yeah, that's a baby,
Nigga,
yeah.
you was a year older than me.
Like,
One fucking year older.
Does that mean I was doing shit like this? Like grab your head like that? You know what I mean? You know how babies be doing it?
Now, I can almost think this.
Not grabbing your head like pause.
This is how we was. No, this is how we was.
I gotta pause that
He
shit.
probably was sitting there. They probably sat D there. And D probably was like, this is all he did. And I'm sitting there looking like
doing the baby shit.
Like nigga don't touch. You know they told us about though the two things that me and you used to do. Cause you know we're real cousins, everybody. First fucking cousins, okay? Mom, may my mom rest in peace. That my mom and his dad, brother and sister. His dad was the baby out of 10 fucking kids, okay? My mom was the second oldest, her and her twin brother.
Took care of my pop.
Right? So here it is. Me and D used to be together. Bitch, when somebody cried, they said me and D, we was like, okay, we was 2 and 3. Somebody cried, we would wake up and be like, like what? They was like, we was all like, yeah! No, shut the fuck up!
I'm trying to sleep, man. It's that time, man.
Baby, look at that, baby, this ain't the time for it. You and your Juicy Smouye gang shit.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to work tomorrow, nigga. I gotta go to sleep, man.
Okay. As long as y'all been at y'all jobs, y'all know y'all been since y'all was like 6 months.
Hey yo, we really and it's crazy because just to give you a quick little, I know this ain't got none of shit to do because Kiki was real shit. Nah, I'm gonna be real quick because Kim, I want you to know something because I know like your whole family, like you don't know a lot of my shit. You know what I mean? I know. Shout out to Ryan, shout out to Steph, Niche Nice, the three. What I call them? Three Bree.
Bree.
And what was the other girl that was with y'all? Brianna.
Mm-hmm.
4 Bree.
No, 3 Britneys, 1 Brianna.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna call them 4 Bree. Brianna, Brittany.
Yeah.
4 Bree. 4 Bree.
4 Brees in the kid.
4 Bree.
See what you did there?
See what I did? Cause I know they smell good.
Keys in the breeze.
Listen, I got an older brother. Okay, and he go him. Then D got an older brother. Then it's D. Then it's really our cousin Randy. And Udi, then it's me. But we all like a squad, right? We all like a squad. But me and D been around each other the whole
time.
The whole fucking time.
Since birth.
D tried to run away to my crib when he moved to Seattle. He ain't tell you all that shit though.
Yeah,
He was coming back to Jersey.
Yeah, I was coming back to Jersey like, Patricia, can I stay at your house?
Yeah. That ain't got shit to do with nothing. Fuck that. All I'm gonna say is this. Juicy Smouye, I mean, what's his name? How you say it?
It's really Juicy Smouye.
Juicy
We call him
Juicy
Juicy Smouye. Smouye.
Juicy Smouye. Who started that? Dave Chappelle.
I feel bad in his own way about what everything that happened was career because.
Do I feel bad?
I do. You know why? I know he lied.
Because it misfired for
But
him.
if he had a hungry lawyer that'd eat the case, it wouldn't be as bad as what he's going through.
You know why I don't feel bad?
Ooh, tell me.
Because I don't like you, first of all, there is real oppression.
Well,
There is real racism. And there is real discrimination against gay people.
Ooh.
I don't like the fact that he tried to create a case and use our legit anger and protest against those causes to move us in his favor and in his way. Like, don't use my outrage against me. So now you got me looking crazy because I'm out here willing to fight for you and willing to defend you because these are the causes I fight for. So now, whenever it's like the boy that cried wolf. So now, next time this situation happened,
who gonna
believe him? Because just Juicy Smouye had me fucked up.
Somebody's gonna really beat the shit out of me. We're not gonna believe.
Don't use my political causes against me. Don't use my loyalty against me.
I love where life is nowadays when it comes to outlets. See,
everybody can represent themselves.
Me and D will tell you the truth, and I know people gonna see this, and I don't really give a fuck. Like, yesterday had to be the most annoying day at my job that I ever fucking had.
Look at your face.
Ever fucking
your whole face changed.
Right? And that's real shit, cause
if y'all watching it, watch this.
Cause I share.
Talking to you.
Cause I share this shit. Yeah. I share this shit on my Facebook page, and they all my friends, cause they call me Mr. Clip around that bitch, right? Yeah. So I know they look at my podcast and just say, listen, cause. So I'm not gonna go into detail, but that meeting that I had yesterday annoyed me so much that this morning I was praying. I was like, God,
create me a new
give me this money. I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm not gonna blow this shit no more. I don't need rose in the club no more. I don't need all this shit.
I'm gonna blow my money.
I don't like. I was blowing money fast.
Bitches.
Did tell you blowing money fast. I used to be on some bullshit. Yo, I remember at one of my birthday parties at Conduit in Trent, right on a Tuesday, 400 people out there. Bitch, I went to go I had about 700. There was bitch. 10 years ago, 700 meant something. I had about $700. I was about to just throw it in the crowd. Bitch was like, you know. I was blowing shit.
That's like 3 PlayStations.
I was blowing shit.
A cell phone bill?
I said, I would never do that again. The meeting yesterday just influenced me. It influenced me to say, you go after your own.
Yeah.
And fuck that job. Listen. I've been there 20 years, almost. I can say fuck that job. I'm upset. I can say that.
You can say that. That's freedom of speech.
I'm never hit with insubordination.
You're covered by 2
I don't speak bad on the company and what we do. You know what I mean? I'm one of America's favorite at the job.
Exactly.
But they know they doing me dirty.
Just don't play on the man's intelligence.
You know,
I've
had situations at jobs where I felt, look, my eyes started to twitch. I think I'm getting mad. Well, I've had situations.
Your eye not twitching.
It is. You just can't tell.
I know when eyes twitch. I laugh.
But I'm redirecting you to my baby hair. It's a redirection.
I'm riding the wave.
It's an optical illusion.
Like this off the baby hair.
Okay, Eric, I'm going to hit you with some inspirational words.
Listening.
Influential words, if you will.
Exactly.
With an E.
So I've had situations at companies that I've worked for where, and it's unfortunate because I'm a woman. I've always, I ride for women, and most of the heat that I've caught at different companies that I've worked for have come from women. I don't know if it was because I was younger, I was black, I was smarter, I was sexy. I can't help it, I ain't give myself a big one, so it's genetics. But anyway, I've had some real situations where people who hated me for superficial reasons had the power and authority to hurt me financially and career-wise. So, and I remember one morning I woke up crying. My son, to this day, he'll tell me, I never see you cry. I've never seen you cry.
Right.
And one morning I woke up and I'm like, all right, let me order my steps. Because that's the only way I'm keeping putting my foot in somebody's ass. So I'm laying there and I got order my steps playing loud. And I'm laying in bed, the tears just rolling down my face. And my son comes in my room. He's like, Mom, you crying? I'm like, no.
I'm good, baby.
I'm good. Go get in the shower. uncontrollably because I have to go to work. And you can feel when somebody's trying to get you out of there. And people make you sound like you're the crazy one. Like, oh,
that's exactly
you might
what
be making it up. Oh, I don't see that happening. And I'm like, this bitch is actively working against me, and I can feel it. Even when
neck got hot.
I know. I hate that.
Neck get hot right in the back. I said, I was like, I can't go.
I asked my son today, you ever get enraged, Jeff?
Enraged, yo. And it was time. And you know, at the time, I was still like in my 20s. Early 30s, so I'm like really just getting my foot in corporate wise, like in the corporate world. So I grew up in North Philly, so I don't know how to fight corporate. I don't know how to fight these white fights, and you know, white women will weaponize their tears against you. So I'm like, oh man, this white bitch done cried. Now I'm gonna be in trouble. Nobody's gonna listen to my black ass, cause once she start crying, it's official. So I'm like, all right. I don't know what to do because I can't fist fight, and that's the way I know how to fight. So,
right.
So I'm laying in bed and I'm frustrated because I can't fight, and I feel like I'm trapped because you know I don't know how to fight this battle.
Well,
and nobody believes me. It's like, and I'm like, guys, do you see this head? Like it's like the thing on the outside of the
I'm right here,
and I'm like, y'all don't see that? Y'all don't see that? They're like, no, we don't see that. And I'm like, y'all really all fucking playing with me right now, right? So I'm laying in bed crying my ass off, listening to gospel music, and my prayer had to become creating me a new heart because. Me asking for them to change or me waiting for them to change is not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Whatever preconceived notions you had about black people, black women, and then every time I raised my complaint, it was like, oh, here come the angry black woman, or here go you using your black card. Yeah. Like I actually had to ask a coworker one time, are you treating me this way because I'm black? Because I noticed you don't do none of this shit with no fucking body else. Yeah. And then it was like, I can't believe she. So then I'm in trouble because it's like, oh, she accused me of being a racist.
I watch my words.
I watch my words.
But one thing that I broke down and I realized, and this is just the statement that I made. I just said, and you worked there at a time. It was one time that I was the youngest person in the whole entire building.
I was the second youngest.
Right? Truly, you wasn't.
Who was?
You wasn't.
Well, somebody was born like a week before.
It was at. Like, once you came, the other people was there, too. I'm not going to say no names. They were younger than me.
But my whole point was, my prayer had to be creating me a new heart.
Create a new heart. But here's the thing that I broke down. And I spoke this, and I explained this the other day.
I ended up getting fired.
I said, no, I'm still here. I just said to somebody the other day, I said, you know, what I'm getting annoyed with is, I work for a government institution.
Yeah.
Leadership changes on the regular. I'm tired of every time new leadership comes in, I have to reprove myself every single time because they look at it like when they first get there, I'm a supervisor. I run a whole unit. Honestly, individual wise, I got the biggest unit, the biggest unit in the department, individual wise.
Right.
And I am not in what you call a supervisor's union. Right? I supervise 15 people. And it's people that's in a union that might make 6 figures. That's supervising 3 and 4 people. Shit like that. Got 15 people. So any of these 15 fuck up, they coming to me. Right? When people
That's
first,
what the gag is, though.
Listen. When people break down and they see that, and then they be like, well, they always come at me sideways, cause I'm of the hip hop community and I'm regular and I do what I do. They turn around and say,
I'm stupid because I listen to Little Kim.
How long?
When I pull up to the
how long has he been here? Somebody say, he been almost. Somebody dumb say, oh yeah, 10, 13, no. Bitch, I've been here for 19 and a half years. My whole adult life is at that job. Yeah. I grew up with the building. Motherfucker, I knew when the building was built, I lived up the street. No lie, no bullshit. Cause you was babysitting that same motherfucking house.
That building was new to me.
Yeah, it was new to me. So, it gets annoying. It gets annoying of the fact of the situation. So I let it fly. yesterday, when I spoke, motherfuckers looked like, damn, I ain't never seen him like this. I didn't cuss. I didn't say nothing disrespectful.
Because sometimes you got.
I just kept it real. But what I learned about the new heart and everything about it, my life is not there. My life is places like here.
Yeah.
Hip-hop since 1987.
And this is why we need people to continue to comment, share.
Yeah, that's why I'm DJE.
Help us make our dreams come true so we can quit
I'm
our
not supposed to be the guy that's...
That's why
motherfuckers fear me when they see me pull up in front of their house.
But that's why you're uncomfortable.
Yo,
because
let me put my 1-2 in
there
on
was
this.
a stop on the journey. It's not your destination.
Look, first of all, when it comes down to these jobs, and we talking about different shit like that, whatever career choice you might have chosen, always remember this. As long as you know the policy, as long as you know the foundation of that job, and you're able to enlighten people that you do know that when you are being wronged and you know how to maneuver through the policy, you're good. So even if you do come slightly aggressive, but you're coming from the policy point of view, or you're coming from the aspect of what you signed when you first got employed there.
Handbook.
Exactly, employee handbook. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Real quick, I wrote it for my department.
Exactly. Exactly.
They got you fucked up, yo. They got you fucked up.
That's what I'm saying. As long as you're coming from that, and as long as that's your statement, you leave the emotions behind because 99.9% of the time, if you expect somebody to act the way that you want them to act, they're going to disappoint you.
Yeah.
So if you come from the policy perspective, if you come from the job perspective, if you come from the rules that they wrote and engage it that way, there's nothing they can say.
Right.
You show you're the stone cold leader. You can come as aggressive as, and just like you did.
Yeah.
We had this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You come as aggressive as you want, but you come from the policy. They fear
I come from
intelligence.
the ground up in that moment.
Exactly.
Man.
You leave your emotions at the
I am
door.
the Kobe Bryant.
Yo, do you
and
have
LeBron
a
James.
vacation time? Because you might need to take a couple days off.
Everything is
I use some of your PTO.
But this is how much. Listen, I'll keep it real with you. PTO wise, I got 30 sick days, 25 vacation days, 4 comp days, and 3 personal days. I could take off.
That's how long you been there.
I got
you get all that shit.
3 PTO days. I've been using them shits. I'm thinking about calling out
What's
tomorrow.
that,
I'm expecting that it's my birthday.
I got
I'm going to go.
PTO, personal?
Personal time off.
Paid time off.
Paid time off.
Paid time off?
Listen,
Yeah.
30, listen, let's add 30.
You got
I got,
Where
listen.
you been? You don't be on the word.
Listen, I got 30
Yeah.
plus 25
Yeah.
equals what? 55.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Plus 4 equals 59.
I got
Plus 3, I got 62.
Carry the one.
I got 62
Carry the
fucking
one.
I got 2 PTOs.
I got 6.
I got 14 vacation.
Yeah.
And I got
3 sick days.
I got 4
No.
sick.
Paid time off is all of it together, dude.
Huh?
It's all of it.
All of it together?
Yeah. I got 62 days.
28.
Think about it.
Man.
Think about it. It's 20 days in a month.
Divided by 7.
And then I can get 80. Then I can get 80 comp.
Listen, bottom line, man. Bottom line, y'all, listen, y'all part of my family, so I had to speak this to y'all.
About 50.
Well, I'm happy that you felt like you were in a safe space where you could vent.
Oh, the world knows now.
Oh, yeah, now the whole
Bitch,
world
y'all
knows.
about to see a super evolution of DJE, bitch. Like, it's over the world.
If you watching and watch it, pay
over.
attention and listen.
Yeah. I'm about to be on the remixes of all DKL songs. One of them gonna pop.
Yo, it's your boy DKL, man. Follow me, DKELMUZIK. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my name is Key Lolo. That would be KI_LE_LO. And if you want to wish me a happy birthday tomorrow, you could do so by going
Happy
to
birthday, boo!
HipHopSince1987. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share.
Yeah.
Let a friend know we're here.
And I am DJE, Mr. Influential. You can follow my Instagram as DJ_E_MR_ENFLUENTIAL. And this is Hip Hop since 1987. This is the Untitled Podcast. And we got to go because D is doing old school dance.
Did he just whip and they Like, does your job have you fucked up? Let Let us know in the comment section, please.
Oh, shit.
Continue this conversation.
Oh, man.
Love you.
Love y'all.